Keep it under 30%. That's the advice repeated everywhere: articles, videos, well-meaning friends. And it's not wrong exactly, but it's incomplete in a way that costs people real points on their score. Utilization is one of the most misunderstood numbers in all of credit, not because it's complicated, but because almost nobody explains the parts that actually matter: which balance gets reported, how it's calculated across multiple cards, and why under 30% is a floor, not a target. Tonight, the number actually explained right. Credit utilization is the ratio of revolving credit balances to revolving credit limits. In plain terms, how much of your available credit card capacity is currently being used. If a card has a $5,000 limit and carries a $1,500 balance, that's 30% utilization on that card. This ratio gets calculated at the individual card level and also in aggregate, across every revolving account combined, and both numbers factor into the score, not just one or the other. This matters because scoring models treat utilization as a signal of reliance on credit. Lower utilization suggests financial capacity and control. Higher utilization suggests dependence on borrowed money to get by, regardless of whether that's actually true for the person carrying it. The model can't see intent. It only sees the ratio. Here's the piece almost nobody explains clearly, and it changes how utilization should actually be managed. Credit card issuers typically report a balance to the bureaus once per month, usually at the statement closing date, not the due date, and not whatever the balance happens to be on any random day. This means utilization, as far as the credit score is concerned, is a snapshot taken on one specific day each month, regardless of what happens to the balance before or after that date. This explains a common source of confusion. Someone pays their card off in full every single month, never carries a balance, never pays interest, and is still shown with meaningful utilization on their credit report. That's because the statement closed while a balance was sitting on the card, even though it was paid off in full days later before any interest accrued. The score doesn't know about the payment that came after the snapshot. It only knows what was reported on that one day. This single piece of information changes the entire strategy. Utilization isn't managed by paying the bill on time. It's managed by controlling the balance on the specific day the statement closes. The commonly repeated 30% guideline is genuinely better than no guidance at all, but it significantly understates how much utilization actually matters at the optimal end. Scoring models generally reward utilization in a graduated way, and the data on this is fairly consistent. People with the highest scores tend to carry very low utilization, commonly in the single digits, not simply under 30%. The difference between 30% and under 10% can represent a real, measurable number of points, not a marginal difference. This doesn't mean 30% is bad. It means 30% is the point where damage becomes clearly visible, not the point where optimization stops. Someone genuinely trying to maximize their score should be thinking in terms of single digits on their reporting statement date, not simply staying under the widely repeated threshold. There's also a nuance at the very bottom worth knowing. Utilization at exactly 0%, meaning no balance reports at all on any card, sometimes scores slightly lower than a very small reported balance, somewhere in the 1 to 3% range. This is a minor effect compared to the difference between high and low utilization generally, but it's worth knowing before assuming completely unused cards are automatically optimal, a detail that trips up a lot of people managing multiple cards. Overall utilization across all accounts combined is not the only number that matters. Utilization on each individual card is also evaluated. This means someone could have excellent overall utilization while one specific card is sitting close to its limit, and that individual card's high utilization can still affect the score negatively, even while the aggregate number looks fine. Scoring models look at both the forest and the individual trees. The practical implication: balances should generally be spread reasonably across available credit, rather than concentrated heavily on one card while others sit unused. Someone with 3 cards and a total balance that would represent healthy utilization, if spread evenly, can still see score impact if that same total balance sits entirely on a single lower limit card. Bringing this together into an actual strategy, since understanding the mechanics only matters if it changes behavior. Find each card's statement closing date, not the due date. This information is available on statements or through the card issuer's app or website, and it's typically a fixed date each month unless specifically changed. Pay down balances before that closing date, not merely before the due date. Since the due date typically comes several weeks after the statement closes, paying by the due date alone means a higher balance already reported and is now sitting on the credit file for weeks before the next statement cycle corrects it. For anyone wanting to actively optimize utilization before a specific event, applying for a mortgage, an auto loan, any application where the score matters significantly, this timing becomes especially important in the month or two leading up to that application. Paying balances down well before each statement closes during that window can measurably improve the reported utilization right when it matters most. Consider spreading usage across multiple cards rather than concentrating it on one, particularly if one card has a notably lower limit than others. And if a card is being paid off in full every month already, consider making a payment before the statement closing date, specifically to reduce what gets reported, even though the balance would have been paid off shortly after anyway. Utilization isn't complicated once the actual mechanics are understood, but the common advice leaves out exactly the details that matter most. The balance that counts is whatever's sitting on the account on the statement closing date, not the due date, and not whatever happens to the balance after payment. 30% is where visible damage begins, not where optimization should stop. Single digits is where the strongest scores tend to live. Individual card utilization matters separately from the combined total, and the real lever available is timing payments before the statement closes, not simply before the bill is due. Same spending, same payment habits. Just moved a few weeks earlier on the calendar and reported completely differently to the score. This is Credit Clarity. We'll see you in the next one.